Are you dealing with constipation, irregular stools, or discomfort in your gut? In this valuable session, Barbara O'Neill, a world-renowned health educator, will reveal simple and easy solutions to keep your colon healthy and functioning effectively. From dietary advice to natural remedies, you will discover how to support your digestive system and achieve better overall health. This method cleanses your colon immediately.
So we're going to have a look at some of the things that we can do to look after the colon. Promptly answer nature's immediate call. Got that? When the body says go, you must go. So a very important part of being your own doctor is listening. Have you ever been to a doctor who won't listen to you? It's very frustrating, isn't it? Don't be that doctor. If the body says go, you must go. Now, if we have a look back at the colon, you'll notice that there's a red, I've drawn a red muscle there, and that red muscle is called puborectalis. And that red muscle, it holds up the last part of the large intestine, and we're very glad it does, because if you're in a traffic jam and you need to go, you can't go. And aren't we glad we can hold it? And if the plane's about to land and you need to go and you can't, we're very thankful for puborectalis that holds up the last part of the large intestine. But many people use that ability to not go when you feel like going because they're washing the car and they don't want to go until they finish washing the car, or they're cooking a meal and they don't want to go because they want to finish cooking the meal, or they're on the phone to a friend and they don't want to go because they want to finish the conversation, or they're writing an email and they don't want to go because they want to finish, whatever it is. And so they don't go. And then when they finish washing the car, finish cooking the meal, finish the phone call, then they'll go and sit. And have you found? Nothing comes away. Because when you feel to go, the last part of the large intestine is filled up. That's the pressure. We've got to go. And if you don't go, then it'll go back to the previous part of the large intestine. So when you feel to go, this part here fills up. And if you don't go, it can't stay there because the pressure can weaken the anal area, and you don't want that weak. And so to protect from that, the body pulls it back into the last part of the large intestine. And one of the roles of the large intestine is to take water out so stools are formed. Because when the contents of the small intestine comes into the large intestine, it's liquid. So one of the main functions of the colon is to take water out so stools are formed. And that's why if a person's dehydrated, more water can be taken out than should be taken out. And so if the body says go, you must go. I had a guest who told me this story. She said, I'm a consultant. People pay $300 an hour to speak to me. If I'm in the middle of a consulting session and I need to go, I say, excuse me, a crisis has arisen, I'll ring you back. And they go to the bathroom. So please, when the body says go, you must go. So let me show you what happens to that little sphincter when you keep holding it back when you shouldn't. Here's a person sitting on the throne. And when a person sits on the throne, puborectalis remains taut. And we know things can get through. But if a person is sitting on the throne, and in front of the throne is a little stool, so that when they sit on the throne, they're in the squatting position, puborectalis opens, and when puborectalis opens, then the colon opens up like this because puborectalis is opened and the person can pass with much greater ease. I've been in many countries of the world. When I was in Africa, when I was in Singapore, when I was in India, and I went to the bathroom, it's a hole on the floor. Now it's all tiled and it's all flush, it's all clean, but you squat to go. So there are many countries in the world today who still squat to do their daily evacuation. And science is now proving that it is the best way to go because this little muscle called puborectalis, it relaxes when we squat. You can go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy something called Squatty Potty, and that sits around the toilet, allowing the person to be in the squatting position when they do their daily evacuation. So we'll rub that out. I like to do it easily. Just getting familiar with this. By the end of the week I'll have it down to pat. But until then, we draw. So to look after the colon, please promptly answer nature's immediate call. Position is important, and the best position is the squatting position. Not only does the squatting position allow the evacuation with greater ease, but it takes all pressure off the anus. And when pressure is on the anus, then hemorrhoids can appear. So the best way to prevent hemorrhoids is to squat. And the best way to heal from hemorrhoids is to squat, because it takes all pressure off that last area. What's also important is hydration. We should be drinking approximately 8 glasses of water a day. Start early. It's the easiest way to get it all in. Please go to bed with a glass of water next to your bed. If you go to bed with a glass of water next to your bed, then as soon as you wake up, you can have that water. And aim for at least 2 glasses before breakfast. A good rule of thumb is 50 pound to 4 glasses. So 100 pound, about 8 glasses. And if you're 200 pound, that might sound too much, but what you do is you just start where you are. You just start drinking more. And the beauty of leaving 5 hours between meals, you've got plenty of time to drink water. Plenty of time to drink water. So make sure that you're having at least 8 glasses of water a day. I think the hardest time to drink water is when it's cold. So to help you get that in, you might put a bit of hot water into your water. You might put a squeeze of lemon into your water. I just always have it next to me. In the car, I've got it. When I'm working at the computer, I've got it. In bed, I've got it. I just always have the water there.
Another important factor is fiber. We've discussed the importance of fiber in nourishing the microorganisms in the digestive tract. Fiber is also crucial for stimulating peristalsis, the gentle movement of the colon that helps push food forward and cleanse the colon. Fiber helps sweep out small bends and grooves in the colon, preventing blockages in these areas. For example, we can find these angles in the colon, called the splenic flexure and hepatic flexure, where there are large curves. When someone consumes a fiber-deficient diet, like eating only meat or refined grains and sugars, these foods do not provide fiber to support peristalsis, causing waste to become trapped in these areas of the colon. Therefore, fiber is essential for supporting digestion and helping move food through the digestive system. A fiber-rich diet is necessary for many reasons, which is why fiber is considered an essential nutrient for the colon. Fiber helps release glucose slowly, which is important for balancing blood sugar levels and managing diabetes. Fiber is also present in parts of foods like vegetables, which are rich in fiber, minerals, and low in sugar. Fruits, on the other hand, are high in sugar, lower in minerals, and also contain a certain amount of fiber. Thus, balancing vegetables and fruits is very important. The minerals essential for our bodies not only include calcium, but also 12 other minerals and 64 trace elements that contribute to bone structure and bodily functions. Therefore, fiber plays a critical role in our diet. To ensure your colon operates normally, exercise is another key factor. When you exercise, the blood flow to the colon increases, which is beneficial for colon health. But it's not just about circulation. Every movement of your body during exercise impacts the colon, helping it move and function effectively. Therefore, exercise is crucial for maintaining the normal function of the colon.
The colon also needs us to exercise. When you exercise, you increase the circulation of the blood to the colon, and when you exercise, you are causing movement of the colon. Just consider when you're walking, every step that you take, the colon is moving. And if your exercise is on the rebounder, jumping up and down, so every jump the colon is getting that movement. But particularly your Pilates type exercise, your core strengthening exercises, every time those muscles are moving, it's massaging the colon. So exercise is very important for the proper movement of the colon. Dr. Kellogg, famous doctor who wrote many books on health, he said 3 evacuations a day should be equal to the 3 intakes of food a day. And many people think 3 intakes of food a day and 1 evacuation is normal, but he says that's constipation. And notice with our colon, if you tell it to go, it won't. And if you're not going and you tell it to go, it's not going to have an effect. And if you're going too much and you tell it to stop, it won't. No, the colon has a mind of its own. So what the colon needs is gentle stimulation. So how do we gently stimulate the colon? We gently stimulate the colon by the position. We gently stimulate the colon by keeping well hydrated. We gently stimulate the colon with the fibre and with the exercise. But what if someone says, but I'm doing all that and the colon still will not go every day? Well, there's one other stimulation, and you might laugh at this one. That's a pun. Laughter. In Proverbs 17:22, the Bible says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. So medicine. And the last part of that verse says, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. I'd like to suggest that a broken spirit can dry up the colon. So our colon is very much influenced by our emotions. How many young brides the day before their wedding have diarrhea? How many people who were stressed out before an exam either have diarrhea or constipation? We all react in different ways, and that's why I believe that God meant each one of us to be our own doctors, because only we know what we've been through, only we know what we've been through, and only we know how our body responds or reacts to different things and also different foods. That's why it's very important to listen and respond. So what else can you do to encourage things happening?
To encourage smooth operations in the colon, you can try a great food made from chia seeds. Chia seeds have the ability to absorb water up to 25% of their weight, and you can create a gel that's very beneficial for the colon. To make chia gel, simply add 1/3 of a cup of chia seeds to 3 cups of water, or apple juice, organic soy milk. After letting it sit for a few hours, the chia seeds will absorb the water and form a gel. You can eat half a cup of this gel with each meal to stimulate the movement of the colon. If needed, you can increase the gel to 1 cup per meal. This chia gel is very versatile. You can add it to smoothies, breakfast, or salads. If you eat chia seeds dry, they will absorb water from your body, so making the gel helps prevent them from drawing too much water from your body. A simple way to prepare chia gel is to put them in a jar and shake it a few minutes every once in a while, then store it in the refrigerator. After some time, you can easily use this gel to pour over your meals. To make the gel more appealing, you can mix chia seeds with juice or any liquid you like. Chia gel not only helps maintain the movement in the colon, but can also be used to create interesting desserts. Additionally, Barbara O'Neill recommends using castor oil packs, which are a method that stimulates the colon, softens stools, and promotes peristalsis.
We also made a castor oil compress. The compress means that more castor oil can be held, so more castor oil can go into you. And she wore that overnight with a plastic covering and then, stretchy pants to hold it into place, because that castor oil can penetrate deep and it can help to break up any build-up in the colon. So she was going 2 times a day. She was very excited. In fact, by the third had a grey look, had become pink. By the end of the week, her mind was clear. She said, maybe this is the problem with half my patients.
If you do not eliminate waste properly, your body will become like a trash can, filled with unnecessary things. Similarly, if you don't clean your kitchen every day, it will have an unpleasant odor. Therefore, maintaining the normal functioning of the colon is extremely important. Did you know that God created herbs to serve humankind? Medicine can save lives in emergencies, but it cannot heal you as your body heals itself when properly cared for. Work regularly. These herbs help reprogram the body, but it is important not to rely solely on herbal teas. It should also be combined with drinking enough water, eating plenty of fiber, and exercising regularly.
My daughter Emma, she lives in Wisconsin, and she has a website. It's very easy to remember, barbaraoneil.com. And if you Google barbaraoneil.com, you'll come to her website, and she sells colon tea. And this colon tea mix is the mix that we use at our retreat. And it contains 3 herbs. The recipe is in both my books, Self-Heal by Design, and also in Sustain Me on the chapter on the colon. It's 1 part Cascara subgrada, 2 part licorice, and 3 part buckthorn bark. And what we do is we boil it up, so a gentle simmer, and the people drink that at night. When people come to our retreat, they drink that tea before they go to bed because they have 2 days on juices. So there's no solid food going in, and sometimes the colon can stop, and we don't want the colon to stop because the colon eliminates the largest pieces of waste. Some people need 1/4 cup, some people need 1/2 cup, some people need 1 cup. We had a lady attend our program, and she was a psychologist, and she evacuated once a week with help. I said, we'll get you moving. And so what we did, we found that she needed 3 cups of tea a day. She'd have a cup of tea in the morning, a cup of tea in the middle of the day, and a cup of tea in the evening. She said to me that when she went home, she changed her diet. She went on a plant-based diet. She started drinking more water. She'd effectively detoxed herself from coffee her week at our retreat. And she took 3 cups of tea a day. And when she did that, she would go twice a day. After 6 weeks, she started going 4 times a day. So she brought it back to 2 cups of tea a day. After 6 weeks, she started going 4 times a day. So she brought it back to 1 cup a day. She said at the end of 4 months, she was going without any help. Isn't that good news? So she'd retrained her body because our cells have memory. So even when someone is often doing all this, the colon is in the habit of just not going. And so what these herbs do, they seem to reprogram. But also what had helped her was doing these things. So she couldn't just take the tea and not drink adequate water and not exercise and not have the fibre. So it was all part of it. In the book, The Ministry of Healing, the author says that the laws of health are the true remedies. What are the laws of health? That's exercise, proper diet, water, going to bed early, and we're going to be looking at sleep later in the week, sunshine every day, trusting in God, thanking God every day for this amazing body we've got, because stress can certainly have an effect on the colon. So it all comes together. But what if the person's going too much? What's that called? That's called irritable bowel syndrome, or Crohn's disease, or colitis, or gastritis, even ulcerative colitis. They are all indications that there's irritation in the gastrointestinal tract.
Remember, often the simplest natural solutions have the most powerful impact on our health. If you found this information useful and want to learn more, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more insights on natural health. Let's spread the power of natural healing together. Thank you for watching.